Is it possible to spend money guilt-free when you're frugal? Absolutely. Let's talk about that today. It's very common for people to think that when someone is frugal that they don't spend their money on a lot of things, and that may be true, but I prefer to be able to spend money and have no guilt, have no buyer's remorse. We've touched on this a little bit before, but I wanted to devote a video talking about that today because I feel like a lot of people in this inflationary time that we're having think they have to buckle down and not spend anything on anything. And it's making some people's lives pretty miserable. But we're not out to have a miserable life when we're frugal. We're out to still enjoy our life, have the things that are meaningful to us. So, as you know, I'm Bonita from Kansas. I am wintering in southern Texas. I am early retired as of the end of October. I have not spent a lot of money since I've been down here. I've shared with you the few things that I've purchased, and all of those things were guilt-free. I came down here with a certain amount of spending money that I brought with me, and I still have more than half of that left, and I'm only going to be here a few more weeks. So I'm doing really well with that. But I brought that with me with the intention of if I find some things that I could use that I've been thinking about for a while that are a good price and better price than I have seen them at home, I'm going to pick them up. I want to have that ability to pick things up down here if I see that opportunity that's not back home in Kansas. So I've done some of that over the last few weeks, and I wanted to share that with you. I thought about getting some more shorts. As you know, I brought a few with me. I've almost worn them out. I know at home I don't really have any more in that size. I have the next size down if I lose some more weight, but I'm not quite there yet. So for this time being, I'm going to need a little bit more to get through the summer. I had thought about going to the mall, but I know the mall sometimes tends to charge more. I'm not really a secondhand clothing type of person. I feel like my body is such where I usually need to try things on because I can be a variety of up to 3 sizes depending on how it is fitted. So I didn't want to just pick something up and hope that it fits. I really need the ability to try it on. I stopped by the Goodwill here the other day, and I don't normally shop thrift stores. And I looked through it, and the things were marked crazy high, like $8.49 for a sundress or $12.99 for a used sundress. And I thought, man, I think I can do better and buy that new. I can't see paying that much at a used clothing store. So I went to this little shop before I went to the mall that was in a strip mall by a Dollar Tree. And I went in there and I was pleasantly surprised. They had a rack on the sidewalk of items that were $1. And when I got inside, they had $4 racks, $6 racks, $8 racks, $9 racks. I thought, oh my gosh, the people at Goodwill could go right down the street less than a mile and be able to buy brand new clothing for less than what I saw the used clothing for. And I found a couple of pair of shorts and they were $11.99. I was super thrilled with that. I had looked on Amazon a few days before. They were $16.99 for some of the cheapest ones that I was looking at. And I thought I really just don't want to spend $17 for a pair of shorts just to be working out in the yard and being at home. So I was really pleased with this. In fact, I may go back and get a third pair before I go home. Then a couple of weeks later, after I'd been at that store, I started thinking, they had some other stuff that was a really good buy. I'm going to go back and buy that. I've taken the time, I've thought about it, I've already price checked. I know it's a good price. I'm not going to find that type at home. So I went back and purchased that guilt-free. I'm going to show you next what I bought. I have to show you these really cute blackout curtains that I found. Now, everything down here has a Mexican feel to the type of stuff that you can choose from, and I'm just loving the variety. Look at these cute blackout curtains. They're kind of a peach with some sparkles in it, and I think they will look great in my office over my glass windows to keep out the heat this summer. Even next door at Dollar General, blackout curtains were $15 each. I got these for $9.99. We go on vacations guilt-free. We do a lot of things like that guilt-free because we've planned for them and we know what we have and we know what we can spend, and we've allowed for that, and we've allowed flexibility and wiggle room in there so that if we find things, we can pick them up. I found this free home and garden show that I'm going to go to. And at home, it costs an entry fee to get in. But down here, it's free. I bought these super cute little succulent plants. I thought they were very unusual. I haven't seen any like them before. Aren't those cute? I bought this giant brick of Christmas candle melts. I have some of those warmers at home to melt the candle scents. I only use them around the holidays when we have company. This one was giant. It was 15 ounces, which made it a lot cheaper than the smaller ones, and I got it for $24. I also got a free doorstop. They were giving these out. And I also got free little planters that they were giving out with all the makings to set up some beginner plants. So I didn't plan on getting free things, but then when I thought about it later, usually these places are handing out free things at the booths. So I did pick up some free things, so that was kind of fun. And then when I was getting ready to leave, there was a huge memorial for all of the conflicts that the U.S. has ever had right next door. So I spent some time walking through that. So I'm going to give you just a couple of clips because, as I told you before, I really messed up the footage when I was trying to videotape the other day when I did these events. So I'm going to have to just tell you about some of them. But the next thing I did was go to the Onion Festival. The state vegetable of Texas is onions. And that is the festival that I found to go to, and it was a blast. They had onion eating contests, and they had 2 judges, the commissioners, the district attorney, the mayor, and a state representative that were competing for who could eat the onions the fastest. And one of the commissioners won. But they had all kinds of other stuff going on too. So here's a small clip of that. Well, we found the Onion Festival in Weslaco, Texas. So we're going to go down to Main Street and check it out. I've never been to an Onion Festival before. Now, even though I didn't end up buying stuff at the Onion Festival, it was just too hot and I just didn't feel like buying food. The lines were extremely long. So I have to cool off before I get hungry. So I didn't end up buying any food, even though the onion blossoms and stuff looked absolutely tremendous. I spent gas getting there, guys. I spent like 35 minutes each way going to the onion festival. So, I mean, there's still costs involved in going and doing things, but planning for those where you know you can afford it and where you know that it's in your budget makes it all guilt free. So I hope you have all enjoyed this video talking about how we can plan to spend money, how we can live a full life and still save money in areas that don't matter so that we have money to spend when we really want to do those fun things. I want to end this video with a clip from the Veterans Memorial that I found. And if you found this of any value, please give me a thumbs up. I would love to see you in the next video.